New research has shown the fear of the unknown is harming the mental health of many older Australians, causing stress, anxiety and even depression. It's not just adults feeling the pressure, kids also experiencing the negative impacts of FOTU. Psychologist Marny Lishman is in for us this Easter Monday. Good afternoon, Marny.
Good afternoon, Tracey.
A few years ago, the term FOTU never existed, but now it's becoming a legitimate issue. What exactly is it?
Oh, well, it's the fear of the unknown. So it's that uncertainty that people feel when they're faced with looming changes. So, it's particularly relevant in the workplace. We live in a society where there's fast changes, particularly in technology. Our systems get upgraded every few weeks, it seems. But people, they hear whispers in the office and they hear that, redundancies or job losses, are imminent. Like, it's scary. So often people have this feeling of dread that, comes over them, and they just freeze up and don't know which way to turn. So it's a very uncertain type feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are some of the signs and the symptoms to look out for?
Yeah, well, I think some people get quite excited with change, don't they? Particularly if they're driving it. But when it's change that's kind of forced upon you and it's not in your control, you feel anxious. And often what you do is start dreading at the worst. So you're looking at the worst case scenario that can happen. So if there's whispers of, changes in the workplace, you're fearing that you're not going to keep up with it and you're going to lose your job and you're not going to be able to pay your mortgage. So a lot of it is, the anxiety and it's fear, and it makes people quite scared that they don't know how to make the right decision and they don't know how to problem solve it properly.
Yeah, it's a lot of that overthinking, isn't it? Especially with those rumours, and they spread,
they
particularly in the workplace. Right. Surprisingly, the report found that this fear is to be the greatest for people in their 50s or their 60s. So why is this age group so badly affected by something like this?
Well, people in those age groups have been around at a time when the workplace was more stable. So they did expect to get a job and stay there for 25 years and get the watch at the end of it. But now everything's moving so quickly, and for them it's even more scary. So, there's more contract work, there's more redundancy now, there's more shifts, there's more systems that are changing, and it's really hard for them to keep up with. So a lot of them are fearing the worst and worried about what's coming up next for them.
All right, so how can we get a handle over our feelings and overcome this fear of uncertainty?
Yeah, but I think is, like I was saying before, we always imagine the worst case scenario, but the thing about change is that can bring on some really, really good things that can happen to us that only hindsight often tells us. So often we look back and we say, oh, that was the best thing that ever happened to us, but we needed that information when we were making the decision.
That so I think, positive prediction would have been great.
Needed that information then. But I think when change comes, it's all right to be fearful, so you can sit in that emotion and allow it to happen. Rally your troops, get people to support you, but then you start taking action. Realise that at any age, adults can retrain, they can gain new knowledge and new skills, and you can put that into action. So make sure you adopt the growth mindset and realise that, lots of positive things can happen from change.
Many more adventures to be had.
Definitely.
All right. Marny Lishman, always great to chat to you.
Great, thank you.
I'll chat to you next time. Thanks so much.
Thanks.